Slayer.
Hello, this is Stampy Longnose, and welcome to a Halo Reach gameplay commentary. This is just a 3v3 custom game I played on the map Sanctuary. It's just MLG Slayer, and this wasn't a very serious game. As I say, it was only a 3v3, although I do believe my friend Rosie does join at some point during the game onto the enemy team, so we do end in a 4v3, but we weren't playing competitive at all. We weren't doing call-outs or anything. I'm basically just running around, shooting a lot of people, get a few nice snipes later on, and hopefully you'll find it enjoyable, but it's basically irrelevant. I'm not going to talk about the gameplay any more than I have already. I'm not even going to be talking about Halo Reach. Instead, I'm going to talk about Halo 4 and all of the new information that's been released within the last 2 days. The embargo's been lifted, so a whole load of new details have been let loose on the public, so we now know a lot more about the game and the game types and the armor abilities and stuff like that than we did a few days ago, and I will be uploading a few videos talking about all that different information. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about the armor abilities, the tactical packages, and the support upgrades. A lot of this stuff we've kind of known for a long time, but it's now all been confirmed, and there's videos online of people literally going through the menu so you can see all of the different customizable options you're going to have for your Spartan when you go into the game come this November. So I'm going to start off talking about the armor abilities. As I say, a lot of these we have known about for a long time, although there are a few new ones that have come out within the last few weeks with things like packs and stuff. One of the ones that we've known about for a really long time is Promethean Vision, basically the ability to see Spartans through walls. There's also the Thruster Pack, which basically bursts you forward or in any direction very quickly but not very far. There's the Hologram, which is going to be making a return, and it looks pretty similar to the Reach version, although slightly better. Now when you fire a hologram, it will show up on enemy player's motion sensor as if it is a real enemy player. Also, when you aim at a hologram, your reticle will turn red, so you might be able to fool a few more people with the Halo 4 hologram than you did with the Halo Reach version. The jetpack's making a return, and they said they've changed it slightly to sort of fit into the Halo 4 movement system, so we're going to have to see that in action before we know how high and fast you can move, and also how loud it's going to be. There's also the Hardlight Shield, which a lot of people are comparing to the armor lock ability that was in Halo Reach. It seems to be a bit more like a riot shield though, and not quite so overpowered. There's also the active camo, which looks very similar to the active camouflage we saw in the Halo Reach version, although maybe lasting ever so slightly longer. There's also a few new ones that we've found out about relatively recently. The auto sentry, which looks a bit like the deployable turrets that you saw in the campaign version of some of the past Halo games. I don't think that'll be too overpowered, but I can imagine a lot of noobs and new players using it, because I think the idea of it sounds better than like how powerful it actually will be, and I think it'll be more useful as a distraction rather than an effective way of actually killing other players. There's also a Regeneration Field, which looks a little bit like the shield regenerators that you saw in Halo 3 as sort of an equipment, like a deployable equipment thing, and I think that will also be very useful. And I think my favourite two out of all of those 8 will be Promethean Vision and the Regeneration Field. And now moving straight on to tactical packages, of which you'll be able to pick one per each loadout that you have when playing in the online multiplayer. There's Mobility, which will allow you to sprint forever. Shielding, which means that your shields will recharge faster. Resupply, which means you'll be able to pick up grenades off the floor, which of course means that by default you won't be able to pick up any drop grenades by enemy players. There's also going to be AA Efficiency, which means that your armor abilities will be able to recharge quicker. Grenadier, which means you spawn with 1 extra grenade of whichever type you choose. Firepower, which will allow you to carry 2 different primary weapons. Fast Track, which means that you'll advance in rank quicker, although that doesn't mean that you can just quickly switch to that class at the end of the game. It will only count for all of the time that you're playing while using that tactical package. There's also Requisition, which means that you'll be able to earn your ordinance quicker, and Willman, which will increase the vehicle's durability and also change the way it reacts to how when it gets EMP'd. Basically, you won't get EMP'd as much as you would if you weren't using that tactical package. And out of all of them, I reckon my favourite 2 is Mobility, the ability to sprint forever, especially in objective games and being able to get to power weapons quicker, and also Shielding, the ability for your shields to recharge quicker. But I think they're overall do sound quite balanced, and they're actually quite game-changing, and I think being able to combine tactical packages with your support upgrades to make really effective loadouts will be something that will be very interesting and new in Halo 4. And I'm now going to move straight on to support upgrades, and there are quite a few of these, so I'm going to run through them relatively quickly. There's Dexterity, which will allow you to reload and swap your weapons much faster than you would be able to do by default. Ammo, which will give you increased ammo for your primary and secondary weapon, and also give you more ammo when you pick up a weapon from an ordinance drop. Sensor, which will increase the range of your motion tracker. Awareness, which will allow you to use your motion tracker while you're scoped in with your weapon. Explosives, which will increase the blast radius of any grenades that you throw, while also decreasing the grenade damage received when someone throws a grenade at you. Ordnance Priority, which will give you more frequent ordnance drops. Stability, which will reduce the knockback when you're getting shot at by someone. So basically, if you're in a gunfight and someone's shooting at you, you have a more stable shot when firing back at them. Gunner, which will reduce the time it takes for turrets to overheat, and also when using a detachable turret, you'll have more mobility and be able to move around a lot quicker than if you weren't using that support upgrade. Stealth, which will make it harder for people to see you when they're using Promethean Vision. Nemesis, which means that when you get killed, when you respawn, you'll be able to see a marker over the head of the person that killed you for a certain amount of time. And the last one that I'm going to talk about here, Drop Recon, which will call out the location and the place of the ordinance drops before everyone else. So basically, you'll know about the ordinance drops before they come in for anyone else who isn't using these support upgrades. And I think that out of all of them, my favourite two would be dexterity and ammo. I like dexterity because I think that the ability to reload and swap weapons faster would be crucial, especially when using DMRs and stuff. And I've seen some gameplay footage and you do reload really quickly, and I think things like the noob combo would be much more effective, being able to plasma pistol someone, then very quickly switch to a DMR or something and finish them off. And I think that ammo would be effective, even though you don't very often run out of ammo in your primary weapon, things like your DMR and stuff. I think that would be crucial for when calling in ordinance drops. If you call in like a rocket launcher and it has extra ammo, that could be completely game changing. Also, a sniper with more ammo could be very useful. So I think that that will also be a very useful support upgrades. So I've basically now just listed through all of the support upgrades, all of the tactical packages, and all of the armor abilities that are going to be in Halo 4. I think it's going to be very unlikely that 343 Industries are going to announce any more stuff like that between now and the launch of the game. They've said that they're 99% complete with finishing the game, so hopefully it's now just going to be a waiting game, although I'm sure they do have a few things up their sleeves, maybe a big reveal of what the theatre mode is going to be like and some more features that's going to be in the Forge mode. And overall, I must say I'm very happy with what 343 are doing with Halo 4 and the direction they're taking it in. I know there's the argument that they're making it like Halo 4, but for me, I think they're more taking the Halo 4 format, the way you rank up and the way you sort of customize yourself and stuff, but they're keeping the gameplay completely Halo. And I think that even if you don't like the way you've got to unlock stuff and have custom classes and stuff, you can still just go in and play a custom game and play a true Halo experience. And for that, I'm very glad, and I think 343 are doing a very good job, and I can't wait for Halo 4 this November. But that's about the end of this gameplay. I want to thank you all for watching, and I will see you later.